Good day. This is your OSINT Geopolitical Intelligence Briefing for March 31st, 2026. Today's analysis covers escalating global conflicts, energy and commodity markets, cyber warfare indicators, and strategic intelligence signals shaping the current operational environment. I'm John Luca from OSINTinvestigate.com. Geopolitics and conflicts. The dominant geopolitical driver remains the expanding conflict involving the United States, Israel, and Iran. The battle space is no longer regional, it is systemic. Kinetic operations continue across multiple domains, including missile strikes, drone warfare, and maritime disruption. Critically, the Strait of Hormuz remains contested or partially closed, threatening roughly 20% of global oil flows. Iranian-aligned actors, including Houthi forces in Yemen, have opened secondary fronts, conducting strikes against Israeli targets and contributing to multi-theater instability. From an intelligence perspective, this conflict is transitioning into a hybrid war model, integrating cyber, space, and information warfare alongside conventional operations. Parallel to this, the Russia-Ukraine conflict persists in the background, with continued use of covert sabotage and proxy recruitment tactics, indicating sustained Russian intelligence activity in Europe. Oil market. The oil market is reacting violently to supply shock and geopolitical risk. Brent crude has recorded one of the largest monthly increases on record, over 50% to 60%, with prices exceeding $115 per barrel and projections ranging as high as $190 in extreme scenarios. The primary drivers: physical disruption risk in the Persian Gulf, strategic threats to Iranian energy infrastructure, release of strategic reserves failing to stabilize sentiment. From an OSINT standpoint, shipping data, AIS disruptions, and satellite imagery of tanker movements in the Gulf are now critical indicators of escalation or de-escalation. Gold market. Gold is behaving as a classic, but volatile, safe haven. Prices have surged toward $4,500 per ounce, reflecting capital flight into defensive assets amid war and inflation uncertainty. However, conflicting signals remain. Earlier in the month, gold experienced sharp declines due to rising yields and central bank sales, highlighting fragility in safe haven flows under stagflation conditions. Key takeaway: gold is no longer a simple hedge. It is now sensitive to both geopolitical risk and monetary policy expectations. Intelligence indicators. Several high-value indicators are emerging across intelligence channels. Military posture shifts, increased U.S. troop deployments, and escalation rhetoric suggest contingency planning for prolonged engagement. Energy infrastructure targeting. Explicit threats against Iranian oil facilities signal potential strategic bombing campaigns. Economic indicators. Rising bond yields and collapsing Asian equities indicate markets pricing in prolonged instability and inflation shocks. Additionally, there are signs of algorithmic warfare and AI-assisted targeting, marking a transition toward high-speed, data-driven conflict environments. Cyber and hacker activity. Cyber operations have intensified significantly. The conflict has triggered large-scale coordinated cyber campaigns, including distributed denial-of-service attacks, infrastructure disruptions, ransomware, and data wiping operations. Notably, over 150 hacktivist incidents were recorded within days of escalation, targeting government, banking, aviation, and telecom sectors. Threat actors linked to Iran are expected to expand operations globally, often masking activity as criminal ransomware groups, an established tactic in Iranian cyber doctrine. For analysts, key indicators include surge in Telegram-based recruitment, botnet activation patterns, increased targeting of Western critical infrastructure. Conclusion. In summary, we are witnessing a convergence of kinetic warfare, economic disruption, and cyber escalation, a full-spectrum conflict environment with global implications. The oil shock, gold volatility, and cyber activity all point toward a prolonged, multi-domain confrontation. For continuous OSINT analysis, strategic insights, and intelligence briefings, visit OSINTinvestigate.com.